This is Steve.
And this is Shawn.
Welcome to Acro Media's High Five.
So, Steve, what are we going to talk about?
We're going to be talking today specifically about Drupal CMS, but in relation to Drupal Commerce. So I'm not exactly sure how this is really going to go, to be honest, because Drupal is a CMS, but we're talking about Drupal Commerce in relation to the CMS.
How you have to talk about it is from the fact that lots of other e-commerce platforms do not have a CMS. So it's something that we basically take for granted. We go, oh, of course we have a CMS. The whole thing's built on a CMS. That's not usually the case. If you want to build a CMS with Magento, the recommended CMS to do with Magento is Drupal.
Excellent. We're halfway there.
Most other things don't come with a CMS, right? So you have to add them on. You have to pair with WordPress. You have to pair with SharePoint. You have to add something else on because they handle products, and that's about it for content. They don't handle, tutorials, how-to videos, blog posts, any of that other stuff. So you pair them together. So we go, why would you need to do any of that? Drupal's first, it was a CMS. Like that's where it comes from, right? So our CMS roots are really, really strong. And so we benefit from that cohesiveness. So
could you talk a little bit then about, if Drupal Commerce is built on Drupal, therefore we have a content management system built in natively. If we talk about the Magento situation for a second, how does that integration work at all, from a high level point of view?
So that can be really difficult. Acro tries to make the Magento one work okay. Sometimes it can be even worse than this, but you really get the problem where you have a shop, and then you have like a catalog or like a brochure site. So you have all these product pages that explain all about the products. They have additional information and videos and guides and stuff. And then you have the shop, and it's separate. And it doesn't really make sense for it to be separate. There's no reason, right? It's only separate because of the technology. It's silly to look here and then go to a different place to buy the product. Why can't I just go buy from right here or whatever?
Yeah, exactly.
You'll even notice that if you've bought stuff off of Apple ever, they're a classic sort of offender of the Apple store. The shop is completely different than Apple, the product pages. And there's no reason it needs to be. So that's why having them truly meshed is really nice, because those product pages are the same pages. You just have the cart functionality and everything built into them, whereas for other ones they will be separate sites on the back end, and that usually translates to separate sites on the front end. You can fake it, but it's always more difficult to fake it than it is to just do it properly.
Are there any large profile sites that are using that marriage between Drupal CMS and another e-commerce system that you can think of?
That's the most common way. Most e-commerce sites you go to will be using that setup.
Okay.
Like some that don't is like Amazon doesn't. Amazon just has, because they don't really do content. They just have product pages, and they don't really have a lot of additional information about their products. If you want additional information, you go to some other site or whatever, like by the manufacturer or something. They assume you've already sort of been sold the product about it, and then you're just purchasing it in Amazon.
So finally we have Drupal CMS, Drupal Commerce. They're together.
Yeah, that's
I feel
almost
like I just did your too long didn't read for you.
This is almost the integration of what you would do if you had a CMS and something else, is you would try to put them together. They're just already together. Like you don't have to merge them together. They're just built on one platform.
Perfect.
So everything you said was sort of wrong there.
Well, I feel like that kind of tackles the too long didn't read though. And thanks for putting me down. With that said though, subscribe to our channel. Comment below if you have any questions, comments, or if you want to talk about how cool it is that Drupal Commerce has its own CMS built in because it's built on Drupal. Shawn, do you want anything to add there?
You can also follow us on Facebook. You can follow our blog at acromedia.com, and you can follow me on Twitter.